Ralph Nader's name is synonymous with the modern consumer movement in America. He's the founder of Public Citizen and the author of Unsafe at Any Speed, a groundbreaking book about auto safety. More recently, he's become a critic of international trade policy in the United States.
Thank you. I think this session is part of the activity here in Seattle, represent the emergence of the re-education of Bill Clinton and Undersecretary David Aaron. 5 years ago, when Mr. Clinton and a majority of the members of Congress developed the architecture of GATT and earlier NAFTA that ended up with the WTO in Geneva, we didn't hear much talk about a situation that they imposed on this country where child labor is illegal in this country. You can't buy any products made by child labor in this country, but we couldn't prohibit the importation of products made by brutalized child labor overseas because it was a violation of the WTO. We didn't hear that. Now we're hearing it from it. Thank you, Americans, for mobilizing and arousing yourself. When the WTO imposed an autocratic system of dispute settlement in the tribunals in Geneva on the American people and the people of the world, kangaroo courts that would be illegal in this country under our jurisprudence, but are legal under the WTO, which is federal law. It's not quite a contradiction. Our courts are open to the press and the public. There's a public transcript. The briefs are available publicly. There's an independent appeal. None of that operates in the tribunals in Geneva, where our health and safety laws, consumer, environmental, our laws dealing with environmental toxics, our laws dealing with our democratic processes, are subjected to challenge by other countries, and we do the same to them in these closed tribunals. Now they're talking about opening them up, transparency, making them a little bit more accountable. Thank you, all those Americans who have mobilized around this issue. It was said that this was a voluntary association. It sure was. Our elected representatives in Washington voluntarily gave up more local, state, and national sovereignty to an autocratic system of international governance in Geneva, Switzerland, than in American history. It's been said that all these exports are creating jobs. The Undersecretary forgot to mention the imports. We've been running massive trade deficits in 22 out of the last 29 years. Trillions of dollars of trade deficit. I guess he agrees with Mickey Cantor, the former U.S. Trade Representative, who once told the AFL-CIO, you know what? Exports create jobs and imports create jobs. What a wonderful closed circle of certainty. We need international trade agreements that are pull up, not pull down trade agreements. These trade agreements that we are subjected to and the rest of the world is subjected to are trade agreements that subordinate the critical living standards that we call consumer protection, worker protection, environmental protection, and the underlying democratic processes to the dictates of international commerce. That completely reverses the way we have progressed in our country in the past century. When child labor was abolished, it subordinated commercial profit to freeing children so they could go to school and leave their dungeon factories. When the environmental and worker safety standards and motor vehicle standards were implemented, they subordinated the commercial profiteering and myopia of these corporations. And if we had disputes, they were in open court. And that was completely reversed by the WTO. And suddenly, our officials in Washington are getting re-educated. They're talking about the environment. They're talking about labor rights. Where were they when they rammed this down the throat of a Congress under an autocratic fast-track procedure where the House of Representatives was permitted enough time to discuss this globalization, less than what they spent on their own pay grab debate at that period of time. But it's the homogenization of the world's economic practices, the chilling of people in countries that want to improve their country and then be told by their governments, sorry, this proposed legislation at the local, state, or federal level in the consumer and environmental area, sorry, folks, it's GATT illegal. The harmonization is another word for homogenization, is another word for telling us and other countries in the world that they can't be first in auto safety or environmental controls or in protecting the natural resources and heritage and commonwealth of humankind. I'd like to end on this note. This is not free trade. Here's the GATT agreement. 500 pages is just the beginning. These are who makes the rules, and it isn't the people. It's concentrated corporate power utilizing the governments of the world against us. Number two, for more details, whose trade organization? This gives you the record of the WTO. And finally, let me just quote Undersecretary Aaron, October 28, 2019, Washington. Here is what he says. The protesters now mobilizing outside Seattle are fueled mainly by ignorance and fear, but they have got some of their facts right. One of the legitimate issues raised by the protest by the Puget is the concern that some countries gain a competitive trade advantage from a failure to respect internationally recognized worker rights and environmental standards. This concern has undercut support for free trade in our country. End quote. Thank you, Americans, for teaching Undersecretary Aaron and Bill Clinton and Al Gore and the rest of the members of Congress who voted for this autocratic system of governance what democracy is all about.